I just want to be extremely honest with you guys, right? The whole internet at this point makes it sound like you can start an AI agency today and make tens of thousands of dollars tomorrow, right? And in all honesty, it doesn't work that way. You need to treat this as any other business that you start, not just with AI. Not to take away the fact that AI is moving extremely quickly and you can make a lot of money, but it's also important, you do it the right way so you can ensure that you're in the game for the years to come, right? So in this video, I'm basically going to be talking about the most honest and realistic path to 10K a month with your own AI agency or just an AI in general, right? There is a very real and very achievable path to 10K a month. A lot of people do it. I do it. My business does it. I know thousands of other people that do it now. And the reason they achieve that goal is because they do it the right way. So in this video, I'm basically going to be breaking that down step by step, right? Now, the first thing you need to understand is you need to start learning to solve one problem extremely well, okay? This is the part I believe most beginners skip, okay? Everyone, and I've mentioned this on my TikToks as well, a lot of people just DM me and they go like, hey man, I want to start an AI agency. And I ask them a couple of questions, usually 3 questions is, have you done enough research? Do you know what problem you want to solve? And do you have the budget for it? Now, 9 out of 10 times, they basically come and tell me, no, I don't, or they just ghost me, which is fine. I get it. This is not everyone's cup of tea. And I don't blame them, right? It's, you get all these people on TikTok or Instagram talking about, I went and done this and I got 10, 20, $30,000 and, showing off their Rolexes and their cars and blah, blah, blah. So I don't blame them for being very optimistic and extremely hopeful, right? But that's not the reality. It, it, it's a difficult procedure. It does take time. And again, like I mentioned at the start of this video, it does take a lot of knowledge and time to actually build something that's generational, that's influential, that actually does make you stand out, and actually generates you the revenue that you want to generate, right? And I would say the people that message all of these content creators or people that there's a few options that they either go to a course, a community, which is fine. I get that. There's no problem in providing more value, but it's the action that you have to take in order to achieve those levels, right? And coming back to people telling me no, etc., etc. This is the reason why a lot of people will never make the money that they want to make within this industry, is because they're not willing to put in the time, effort, and dedication and focus into actually reaching that level. Okay, you don't need, see, in all honesty, here's the truth, right? Like, you don't need to know everything about AI. You just need to know how to solve one painful problem for one industry. That's all you need to know, and that's what you can start with. Okay, and that alone can make you $5, $6, $8, $10,000 a month. You don't need to be another Sam Altman or any of these big AI guys or another Alex Hormozy. You just need to be able to understand something that's very niche, very laser focused really well. Now, some examples could be, you could be doing a lead generation automation, a customer support automation, for example, a reporting automation. So you can basically, there's loads and loads of automations out there that you can pick, understand, learn, and then perfect, so that when you do go out to outreach, you're not going in blind, right? You've already done your research. So you don't need to know 100 different services. You just basically need to know one thing that works, and you only understand that how? By doing research. Okay. Now the next step is picking one niche, okay, and understanding that business, understanding that niche and that industry, because ideally this is there's a lot of confusing videos out there that you should either niche down or try a different niche, and it does get extremely overwhelming. But what I will say is, the reason why it's important to pick one niche And the reason why a lot of beginners get it wrong is because, let's say you pick either real estate or e-commerce or coaching, health services. There's a lot of industries out there. I could go on and on, which is cool. You can pick any one of them. You can pick all of them. But do you actually know and do you actually understand, right, how the business works, or what issues do they face on a daily basis? What slows them down? What's costing them money? So all of this, if I had to ask you today, hey man, if you come to me and go like, hey, I want to start an AI automations agency or an AI agency in general, and you then, if I then ask you a question, okay, that's cool, for let's say healthcare services, and tell you, okay, list me the problems that they have, list me at least 5 problems that they have, that's an actual problem that you can solve through AI. And if you come and tell me, oh, I can build them an AI receptionist or a chat support or anything that basically does not stand out from the countless DMs that these, or cold outreaches that these companies already get, it does mean you have to go back to the drawing board. All right. And most beginners don't have the answer to these questions. And that's why I always say, and I've said this in so many of the videos that I post online, you don't need to make money. Sorry, you make money in AI by understanding how to actually build systems, right? Not by building random automations. You can build a very basic automation, but if you have a full system that backs it up, it's really going to set you up for success, right? Because anyone can build a simple automation or a workflow. You can go to ChatGPT, you can use Gemini, you can use Claude and ask them to build you the automation or the system, and it will do exactly that, right? But if you're thinking long term and if you actually want to create really good wealth, I would say that's my goal. I'm not trying to make a couple of thousands of dollars and then but the real winners that actually are going to be in this game for the years to come are people who understand, who go to the business and say basically, hey, this is the problems that you guys have. Here's the system that I know is guaranteed to work behind it. And this is the automation and AI agent and how it's going to actually improve the issues that you're facing. Super simple. That's a skill that you only get through learning, through knowledge, through practice, through actually getting your hands dirty, right? Now, the next one is the third point. Build a simple solution first, and then that's when you can level up, okay? Your first $1,000 to $3,000 paying client is not by you building some crazy, what's the word I'm looking for, AI advanced system, right? It is something super simple, but delivered extremely well, right? A lead qualifying AI agent, for example, or a follow-up automation, reporting automations, like I've mentioned before. If you build something simple with a very strong system behind it that can actually solve a problem, you've got a winner, my friend. That's my guarantee, right? So you need to start small, deliver clean work, precise work, get the results, and then you can start scaling up, okay? That's once you reach that level, once you sort of gotten a few clients under your belt, that's where you can ideally go and start leveling up your game, right? You can't go to level 10 if you don't understand how level 1, 2, 3 works. You reach that level of building systems and CRMs and multi-step workflows and all these complex AI solutions that you can provide to businesses for higher value for $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, but you need to start small, okay? Initially, building the bigger systems, that's when you actually start scaling past 10, 20, 30K, as I mentioned. Now, 4 is positioning yourself, okay? Positioning is extremely important. If you're going to position yourself as a freelancer, as a beginner, don't expect to get paid top dollar, okay? You need to, once you've obviously gotten a few clients under the belt, you need to start charging like an actual company, an agency, service provider, whatever you call it, okay? And most beginners undercharge. You know, I've had people come and tell me, I can build the automation for you for like $50. $50? I ain't going to trust $50. There's no way as a company, even if they say yes, okay, they are just never going to pay you anymore because now you've already set your standard. And B, a lot of companies, if you offer them something so cheap, they're just probably going to come away from it because they don't think that the work you're going to deliver is of quality. A proper automation project, speaking from experiences, I've charged clients $5, $6, $10,000 a month even. Okay, I've had one-off projects, I've had monthlies. It really depends on the industry you're in. And also it really depends on the complexity of the system, the niche, results, etc., etc. So, but don't get your head there. Start small first, okay? And ideally, this is how you would get to 10, 20, 30, or even 5, 6, $7,000 a month. Is map it down, break it up, right? Let's say, for example, 2 clients at 2,500, right? $5,000. 1 client at 3,000, right? 1 small retainer, and you've already reached the $10,000 mark, right? Again, it's not as easy as I say it. It does come with a lot of practice, time, effort, and later on this video, I'm going to be basically giving you guys a month timeline on what you need to do step by step in order to achieve these goals, right? And like I mentioned, the next step is any clients that you get as a one-off project, you can then obviously get them to pay a retainer. And the reason why it's easier for them to pay a retainer to you is because they trust you, you've delivered quality work, they understand what you do, and them paying you an extra couple of $100 or $1,000 a month is just better for them and easier for them because they know it's just going to be of value and quality work, right? And again, you alone charging retainers can actually bring in more revenue to help you get closer to the $10,000 mark or scale past it, okay? This is my advice, given how quick AI moves every single day, and even there are days where I struggle to keep up, and I'm not trying to learn everything. I don't need to learn everything, right? You cannot learn everything. It's impossible with how much is out there, right? So my advice is, once you've done your research and once you've perfected a skill in solving a specific problem and you understand that system for that niche, you can learn everything within that niche, okay? But you need to make sure that you're constantly learning and you're constantly trying to improve the systems. And as you scale, you can get a team that can help you further expand into multiple other industries. So there's always a starting point. So if ideally you really need to focus on, understanding the business, understanding the system, solving real problems, okay? And that way you'll always stay ahead. So what's an actual realistic timeline? Now I'm going to break this up into, I would say, 1 to 6 months. Okay, this is again not a get rich quick thing where tomorrow you're just going to be making thousands of dollars, right? So your first month is all about developing that skill, learning a lot of research and development, understanding systems, understanding businesses, ideally finding the right point for you and what exact what business you want to target, what industry you want to get into, what systems you want to build, what problems you want to solve, right? Your month, once you're comfortable enough, month 2 is when you can start your outreach. That's when you can start basically approaching clients saying that you already have a solution for them that can help solve X, Y, and Z problem. You can give them a free video, a free demo. You can give them a free trial of how to use it. You can implement it for free. You need to build that trust. You're new. I know. I don't want to do free work. Get over it. All right. Month 3 is ideally when you can actually start. That's when you'll start seeing some traction of you getting your first 1 to 3 clients. Again, it takes about 1 to 3 months from start to actually getting your first client, through developing skills, outreach, etc., etc. Once you've gotten your first 1 to 3 clients, you can then get the testimonials for it. You have something to back you up when you do approach other clients. And then again, this now sets you up to charge more because you have the clients under your belt. You've got the experience. You know exactly how it works. You are, well, I wouldn't say the all-knowing, but you have mastered what you are doing. So then you charging your prices is actually justified. Again, you've given results already. So that in it speaks for itself. Month 3 onwards also, I believe, is when you can start actually posting valuable content online on social media, because in today's world, again, a secret tip is personal branding today is your gun, it's your bullet, it's exactly what you need, right? It really does scale you onto a different level, right? So having a personal brand is extremely important. So make sure you get that under the belt as well, because you're just going to attract a lot of warm leads, a lot of warm clients that are, let me tell you, personal branding is basically building the trust. Once you give out free value about a specific industry or niche, and you start attracting those audiences, right? They already trust you because they know the work that you do. So you don't actually have to spend extra effort in convincing them why they should go with you instead of someone else. They trust you, right? So personal branding, put out value, put out the work that you do, record yourself building it, show the results. It really does change your business for the better. It really brings in a large influx of revenue, and I've seen it now, and that's why I'm trying to get on this whole content game. Is right now outreach is good. I just feel like specifically within AI, it's become so intense that a lot of phonies, a lot of fake people are doing outreach saying I can build X, Y, and Z for you, but they actually don't know how it works, right? So you building your personal brand is a proof of knowledge and proof of builds and systems that you actually know what you're talking about, so that when clients actually go to do any due diligence on you, they're like, this guy knows what he's talking about, I'm going to go with him. And if he charges a high price, I'm happy to pay that price because I know I'm going to get quality work. So it's a ripple effect, right? And then 4 to 6 months onwards is when you can actually start getting into more, you can start getting into bigger projects, stacking bigger projects, more retainers. You can start branching out into different niches now, and you can basically charge, higher prices and start scaling past your $10,000 a month. So that's ideally a realistic path, is say after 6 months of dedication, focus, practice, and actual discipline, that's when you can actually start scaling and reaching 10,000 plus. So yeah, you don't need to be a coder. You don't need to be, you don't need to have a tech background, and it's so easy to find so much information online. So it is naturally easier for you to get your feet off the ground. It's just about how much are you willing to put into this to actually see that level, right? So I'm going to be posting more videos like this. I'm not going to be doing a lot of tutorials. I'm going to be going more into, strategy, mindset, business growth, development within the whole AI space, and just helping you guys understand the behind the scenes rather on what it takes to actually become someone successful within the AI space, and not just be someone that knows how to build the system, a basic system, but doesn't understand the actual fundamentals of making sure it's a successful one. So with that being said, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. I am coming on the YouTube journey. This is my first video, so don't give me any stick. I will be looking forward to interacting with all of you guys. I will be posting hopefully once a week to start off with, and then start being more consistent. But if there's anything else you guys would like me to talk about in a video, just let me know. I can do another segment maybe once or twice a week or once a month of just answering everyone's questions. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more videos like this, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you get updated when I first post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.